कुंज बिहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारि नतीरावनचारि जय राधमाधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधमाधव कुंज बिहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा मुरलीधर राधे जय गौरचंद्र जय गौरचंद्र जय गौरचंद्र श्री श्री गौरचंद्र नित्य गौर हरि भो हरि भो हरि भो नित्य गौर हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय शील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, the Sum and Bonum. Chapter 85, Lord Krishna instructs Vasudeva and retrieves Devaki's sons. Text 50. Itayetan praneshamo matrushokapanattaye tatashapad vinirmukta lokam yasyanti vichvara. What the word meaning? Ita, from here. Etan, them. Pranishyamaha, we wish to take. Matra, of their mother. Shoka, the lamentation. Apanuttaye, in order to dispel. Tata, then. Shapat, from their curse. Vinirmukta, freed. Lokam, to their own planet of the demigods. Yasyanti, they will go. Vijvara, relieved of their feverish condition. Translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada disciples ki jai. We wish to take them from this place to dispel their mother's sorrow. Then released from their curse and free from all suffering, they will return to their home in heaven. Purport. As pointed out by Srila Prabhupada in his purports to chapter 2, texts 5 and 8, of this canto, Marichi's sons were condemned for their offense against Lord Brahma. And in addition, Hiranyakashipu once cursed them to be killed by their own father in a future life. This curse was fulfilled by Vasudeva's letting Kamsa murder them one by one. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे I offer my obeisances to all the assembled devotees, especially Adipurush Prabhu and then Arjuna Prabhu and all the devotees in this call. I seek the blessings so that we can discuss something which is auspicious and which will benefit everybody. So, yeah, this was basically Lord Krishna and Balram. So they were requesting Bali Maharaj, Praneshamo, we wish to take the sons. And before that, actually, Bali Maharaj is a very surrendered soul, you know. Atmanivedanam principle, he exhibits that complete surrender. And Bali Maharaj offers such beautiful verses glorifying Lord and then saying that how people are lost and then how you are the only hope. And then whatever you say, that's my command, I'm ready to do. So Bali Maharaj is completely surrendered soul, but still Lord doesn't say that, oh, you do this. So he very gently puts up his request. So that's like a very polite nature of the Lord, So even with his devotees, he just don't want to be authoritative. Because where there is love, there is no need of all this authoritative things. Because naturally people will do things. So understanding the mood, even without saying, actually, sometimes people can understand what Lord wants. And then Lord also, even without devotee saying, Lord understands what devotee wants. So that is the intimate nature of the loving exchanges. So here we see, first of all, Lord is dealing with Bali Maharaj very politely. And then the entire thing is why Lord came all this far. In the word-to-word translation, they said, Matru Shoka Apanuttaye, just to dispel the lamentation of his mother. So this is what, so Lord basically is so caring for his devotees. So he want to be, gentle, and then also he want to comfort people. So he want his mother, Devaki Mata, especially here, she could not relish the childhood pastimes of Krishna because Krishna was sent to Vrindavan. So Devaki Mata is already missing something. So Lord wants to comfort her. So there are two things. So one is how the glories of the Lord, how gentle he is, how caring he is. And then how devotees, exalted devotees, reciprocate with Lord. So these two things we see in this particular pastime. There are a lot of exalted devotees. One is Devaki Mata, and other is Brahma. So Brahma also is in this particular pastime. And then there is Lord, and there are characters, otherwise also. So let's see. So Devaki Mata requested Lord Krishna when all the war was over, everything was over, and Krishna is grown up. So it's almost Krishna is at the age of 100. I don't know whether war was over or not, but Krishna is very grown up that time, And then that time, Devaki Mata asked. It's not that the day one she asked, So when she saw that Krishna retrieved the son of his guru, so then she asked very politely. This is the nature of Devaki Mata. She waited almost 100 years, patient, and then he humbly asked. On the other hand, we see there is this Gandhari. Gandhari is the mother of all the Kauravas, Pandavas and Kauravas, mother of all the 100 Kauravas. And what Gandhari was, how she was dealing with Lord Krishna. So once the war was over, when Krishna was coming, Krishna came to visit Gandhari. Gandhari was so angry. Gandhari was so angry that, oh Krishna, you killed all my sons. So I'm going to give you a curse. So she was so much rebellious. I mean, she was having so much hate, in her heart. And then ultimately Krishna accepted that so that, she will be relieved of her hate towards Lord. So this is the dealings, like, even though devotee is in pain, he tries to be very gentle towards the Lord, and he tries to maintain that favorable disposition to the Lord. But when our connection is not that much matured with the Lord, so then we try to point out, Lord, because of you, these mistakes are happening. These difficulties are arising in my life. So things like that. So it's like, to the extent we are matured, so then things will manifest accordingly. So there's a very nice verse in Bhagavatam. Satam prasangat mama virya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana katha tadjoshanadashu apavatkavatni shraddha ratir bhakti anukramishati. So how this favorable disposition towards Lord will come is, first thing is Satam prasangat. So we should be in the association of devotees. So this is the instruction of Kapila Dev. So we should be in association of devotees, satam prasanga, and then we should hear, their words, um, their speeches, satam prasanga, and what they speak, mama virya samhido, the glories of the Lord, the wonderful activities, as Purushpurva always says, how wonderful is Krishna, So mama virya samhido. So Lord's glorious activities, when we discuss in the association of devotees, bhavanti hritkarna rasayana katha. So they're like, very pleasing to the ears. What will happen? That Joshanad Ashu. So it happens quickly. What things happen? Apavarga. So all the bad things in the heart, they go away. Apavarga Vatmani. Shraddha. So we get some faith. Okay, the process is real, and then there is a Lord, and Lord is caring. So we get some initial faith. Shraddha, Rati. Then we get the taste. Okay, let us hear Bhagavatam regularly. Let us serve Guru, and let us serve the movement. So we get some taste. Initially, we get some faith, and then we get some taste. Okay, let's go for prasadam distribution, regularly, something like that. So, Rati. And then Shraddha, Ratir, Bhakti. Bhakti means the unflinching that Krishnaika Sharanam. Krishna is the only shelter for us. And then no matter whatever it is, so we will not, our faith will not get shaken. Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti, Anukramsha. So this is a gradual process. So at various levels, people's connection will manifest accordingly. But this process will take us to the end. The end is like strong, loving devotion and service to the Lord. Bhakti. Now, what is happening? Devkipata we saw, and then we saw Gandhari also. Gandhari was a little bit envious in that. I mean, she was too much moved by the loss of her sons, and so that she gave curse to Lord. So it's like hurting Lord, basically. So now the thing is, this Marichi, we heard this past time. So these six sons, basically, they are the sons of Marichi. Marichi himself is the son of Brahma, and then he represents mind. And then this six anarthas, internal enemies. lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. So these six anarthas represent these six sons. And then what happened? So they profile or they judge Lord Brahma. So this is again a problem. No? So Brahma, who is he? Is not an ordinary person. He surrendered to the Lord. Okay. So and then he, when somebody surrenders to God, apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhag sadureva hi samantavya samyak vyavasito stitah. So what is there? Although he may be, not at a great platform, but still, if somebody is surrendered to Lord takes him very personally. Sadhureva hi samantavya. He should be considered as a saint. Samyak vyavasito sutah. And then there are verses which says that Chipram bhavati dharmatma. He'll soon become a great person. So we should not, we should be very careful in profiling people or judging or making fun of people. So Brahma, he, on behalf of Lord, he takes all the painful job of creating the world every day. So every day of Brahma there is destruction, and then he wakes up and then he creates. He's serving, he's assisting Lord so much. Okay. He's assisting Lord so much. And then sometimes if he does a mistake, it's not for us to profile that or judge that. It's a very grave thing. And then that was done by the sons of Marichi. So they were, when Brahma was apparently running after his own daughter, getting attracted to him. So then sons of Marichi made fun of him. And then that led to the fall. So we should be very careful. So those people who are surrendered to the Lord, so if they are committing some mistakes, so we should understand that soon, and if they're surrendered to the Lord, soon those mistakes, will be cleared, and then people will become, righteous. So we need to understand that. So and then we need to withhold that judgment or criticizing tendency. So there are various qualities of exalted devotees. Yeah, in Charitamrita, they mention 26 qualities of the devotees. So always uh, it is when we eat some burger or something like that. So the tastiest part is kept in the middle, right? So some cheese layers or something like that. So they're kept in the middle. So even in our childhood, we used to take this poppins, a packet of poppins, and then there are various colors of poppins, and then there is only one pink, which all the children get attracted, and that is kept in the middle. So something like that. So always the best part is kept in the middle. So similarly, in Bhagavad Gita also there are 18 chapters. In the ninth chapter, this is like a very core thing. And then in the 26 qualities of exalted devotees, so the 13th quality, so the middle quality is Krishnaika Sharanam. So Krishnaika Sharanam means taking shelter of Krishna and only Krishna. Krishna Eka, only Krishna. So if somebody is doing that, so remaining things all will follow, so remaining all qualities, people may not be that great, so but those all things will soon manifest, harava bhaktasya kuto mahatmya. So it is said that if somebody takes shelter of the Lord, so there was, so all qualities manifest, and then taking shelter of Lord is the first thing. So if we take shelter of the Lord, all good qualities manifest. And here, Brahma is taking shelter of the Lord. So that is the foundation. Remaining things we don't see. Like now there's this gardening season has started. so many people, it started already 1 month ago. So we keep seeds and then we keep water. Okay, we want a zucchini plant or we want a tomato plant or something like that. So we kept the seeds and then we pour the water. And then the first 1 month, we don't see anything. We don't apparently see anything. Where are my tomatoes? Where are my zucchini? No, it will take time. But something is happening. Something is happening under the ground. So the foundations are being built. So on the foundation, once the foundations, the roots, everything are strong, so then there will be plant come and then we can, after some time, couple of months, so you'll get all the tomatoes or looking or whatever it is. So similarly, so this particular quality of Krishna Eka Sharanam, exclusive surrender to Lord Krishna, so is the foundation. So once that foundation is there, so slowly all the rest of the qualities will manifest. So that's what here Brahma is an exalted person. And then apparently there is something, some erroneous thing. So, and then, it's not good to judge because he has taken the supreme shelter of Lord. And then he is the Acharya, the Parampara Acharya of so many people. So, and then, so we see now these people have criticized, okay, Marichi's sons, but they are also good people. It's not that they're, demons. They don't, yes, they don't have envy towards Brahma. So they just saw and then they just made fun. But after that, they're naturally good people. They are in the planet of demigods, Marichi's sons, right? So Lord is compassionate to even Brahma as well as even the sons of Marichi also. Just like Devaki Mata, also Lord is very compassionate and very loving. Even sons of Marichi also. Okay, so they have their process, they will atone. But after that, Lord will retrieve them. So that is the wonderful nature of the Lord. Even if somebody falls down, so Lord is there to protect everybody. So after the deity worship, so we say these prayers. Aparad showed us. So in that prayer, one prayer is like Pratignyatava Govinda Name Bhakta Pranasyati Iti Samsmritya Samsmritya Pranan Sandharayamyaham. So what it means is, Lord, you gave a promise that your devotee will never perish. Pratignyatava Govinda Name Bhakta Pranasya. So remembering that, I am surrendering my life to you. So I want to become your devotee because your devotees will never perish. So that's why you see even Marichi's sons. So they take so many things. They go to Hiranyakashipu's, and then after that Kala Nimi, and then after that sons of Vasudeva, and Vasudeva had to kill all those children. So all these curses, but still Lord at the end, Lord is going and then protecting, retrieving them back, and then giving them their own position. So simultaneously giving happiness to Devaki Mata, and then also sending them back to their own position. So that is like Lord, a single time he does so many things. So this is what, Lord. Um, so Lord basically is like sees, even if um, actually it's like one of the qualities of the devotees is also adosha darshi. So devotees don't see any um, bad qualities in others. Why? Because Lord Himself is not interested in bad qualities, because Lord is always seeing, what is good, so that is more important. Especially we see in the Jagannath, Lord Jagannath's form. So he has big eyes. So the locals say that, of course, this is the lotus eyes, but the locals say that Lord is looking, with big eyes. Even if there is one good quality in a particular person, let me give credit to that particular good quality so that he can advance. When you will keep your eyes big, if you want to search in detail, hey, where is this? Where is this? You know, Or else, if it is abundant, if it is abundant, it's everywhere, you need not focus because it's clearly visible. But if something we need to search deeply, means there are very less in number compared to the others. So then you have to make your eyes wide open. So that's what Lord Jagannath does, and then Lord does. You want to see the good qualities, and if some good qualities there, Lord is ready to give credit, so that he can be uplifted. So this is the greatness of various devotees of the Lord, and then apparent some small mistakes, and then so how Lord corrects them, rectifies them, and then again they will be established in their own position. And then we see here uh, most important thing. Again, we are coming back. Matru shoka apanataye. So Lord is always ready to dispel the agony of his devotees. you know. So here Devaki Mata is feeling that particular pain, and then Lord is ready to dispel that. And then we see time and again various devotees when they're in this shoka, deep lamentation. So Lord is very compassionate and he is ready to go an extra mile, keeping his things aside so that his devotees will be glorified and then the pain will be relieved. Lord takes that extra care always. So we have a devotee care system here, and then devotee care office, a community care office. So always community care. So we need to go that one extra mile so that people are cared for. And then Lord personally sets that example time and again in his pastimes. So the first thing is like um, this when Bali Maharaj, again this pastime, in Bali Maharaj's time, so when Lord Vamana comes, so Bali Maharaj's sister feels so happy that, oh, such a beautiful boy, such a beautiful boy. I want to give him my breast milk. I want to feed him like my mother. But uh, later, Vamana subdued Bali and then he sent him to the Sutala planet, ripped off his all heavenly riches, and then he gave him other riches. So she became very angry, and then she wanted to kill Lord Vamana. But she could not do at that time. But Lord gave compassionately that particular opportunity where she came as a Putana in Krishna Lila, and she fed poison and then simultaneously milk. And Lord just took that milk, and then gave her the position of uh, a mother in the spiritual world. So Lord is always trying to take that particular good quality, and then whatever is the desire, she wanted, so Lord satisfied. So another pastime is like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was traveling in South India. So this he met one devotee, Kurma Brahman. So in Kurmagram, so he met one devotee, Kurma Brahman. He's a very nice devotee. Lord had exchanges. But the thing is, generally, Lord stays in some Brahmin's house. I mean, like he goes for lunch. As sannyasis, they take one meal a day. So lunch, he goes to any local Brahmin. And then, so that Brahmin was not cooking. Mahaprabhu said, okay, you invited me for lunch, but you have to cook. And then the Brahmin was crying, why are you crying? So then he says that, he is so much into the pastimes of the Lord. He says that, okay, there's Lord Ram and Mother Sita there in the Vanavas, and then all of a sudden, Ravana came and kidnapped Mother Sita. And then what is happening with Mother Sita? It is so painful, how can it happen? And I'm feeling so painful that Mother Sita is, abducted by Lord Ravana. I mean, so, abducted by Ravana. So he's feeling so morose, and then he said, "Okay, okay, we'll do something. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." And then so that day somehow passed, and then Mahaprabhu, when he was going to the next destination, so on the way he found this Kurma Puran. So in the Kurma Puran, there's an elaborate description how when Ravana comes, he abducts a Maya Sita or a replicate Sita. The original Sita was hidden, and then the Maya Sita was captured by Ravana and took to Lanka. And then the original Sita was untouched. So when Mahaprabhu found this particular understanding from the scriptures, he got this particular understanding. He all the way came back to the Kurma village. So it's not easy that time. You go on foot, and then so it takes some days or weeks. So he all the way came back, and then he gave the Puran as a proof. And then he said, no, the original Mother Sita was not abducted, but it's only an illusory Sita who was abducted. So the Kurma Brahman was so pacified, and then for the rest of the life he was happy. So the thing is, Lord again, in order to dispel the lamentation, so Lord takes an extra effort so that people will be happy. His devotees especially. Lord does that, just like he did for Devaki Mata. So another pastime we see, when the entire war was over, when the entire war was over, um, Bhishma Pitamaha is also a great devotee of the Lord. Though he has some things, he's also a great devotee of the Lord. And then uh, Yudhishthir Maharaj asked, Lord Krishna, you helped us to win the battle. Now we have to rule the kingdom. Give us some instructions. Lord Krishna said, he remained silent because he wanted to glorify Bhishma Pitamaha. So he said, go and hear from Bhishma. He is the best person. He ruled he was the hand of the king. He ruled, so he knows all in all. He knows all the dharma. Go. But one condition, don't just go like this. Go with all the royal attire, as dressed as a king and then everything. Go with the royal attire. So why? Because Bhishma was always having very soft corner towards Pandavas, and then especially Queen Kunti, and then how much they struggled throughout their life, being abused by the Kauravas and then Dhritarashtra. Bhishma's heart was so painful, and Lord wanted Bhishma to get relieved of that particular pain. So that's why, at the end, Lord Krishna did a big favor that, Pandavas decorated in all the royal garments. Seeing that, Bhishma was so happy, you know. So, that, okay, now Pandavas got their right share, their proper place, their recognition. So, so that's what, Lord is very sensitive. He knows what is the pain of his intimate devotees and then how to dispel. And then, so there are so many other pastimes. Even we see Gadadhar Pandit, he took Kshetra Sannyas. He was restricted to one particular place in his old age. After Mahaprabhu left, so he said that, okay, I just want to focus intensely on my practices. So he chose one particular place in Jagannath Puri. So that is called Tota Gopinath. So that's a very nice temple. So he chose that place and said that I'll not go anywhere else. I'll just stay here and then worship Tota Gopinath, the deity of Krishna there, Gopinath. And then I'll just, end my life here. And then he was aging so fast because of separation from Lord Chaitanya. So he was not in a position to decorate the Tota Gopinath. Tota Gopinath deity is so high, so tall. So seeing, and then he was feeling bad. Gadadhar Pandit was feeling bad that I'm not able to serve. I'm not able to serve. So, and then seeing his situation, so the Tota Gopinath deity, practically the standing deity, the deity bent on its knees. Now, if you go and see, so the deity's height is very much less, and then so the deity is like cross-legged. it's a very unique deity, Lord Gopinath. Just in order to dispel the lamentation of Gadadhar Pandit that he's not able to serve, in order to reciprocate with him. So Lord did this amazing pastime. Yeah, and then we see also when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided, he took the renounced order. He has to stay away from Mayapur because his family and then mother, everybody are there. So he wanted, to leave Mayapur, and he wanted to go Vrindavan because, Mahaprabhu is having the mood of Srimati Radharani, and then non-different from Krishna. So Vrindavan is the place. You know. So, but his mother, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother, is already in, big lamentation, grief that only one son. There's no, her husband is also not there. So, and then he also took to renounced order. It's feeling so painful. So she requested, Vrindavan is too far, and that time there was no communication between Mayapur and Vrindavan, not that great communication. But Jagannath Puri is just next province, Bengal and Orissa, and people keep traveling up and down, at least in some months. So I'll get to hear from you. And then non-different, Jagannath Ji is not different from Krishna and Vrindavan. So please, can you stay in Jagannath Puri instead of Vrindavan? So Mahaprabhu, imagine, his heart is in Vrindavan, but just at the request of his mother, in order to dispel her lamentation, so Mahaprabhu agreed. So we see here how much Lord is flexible, but his mission is there, but still for his devotees, he tried to be so flexible so that he wants to give happiness to his devotees. And then we saw his devotees, how much they reciprocate with Lord. They say Krishna Eka Sharanam, so Krishna, only you, nobody else. And then if we have that particular principle, Lord is ready to do anything. Lord says that I can't repay you also. So that is what. So these are the sweet exchanges between the Lord and then his devotees. So we summarize here. So Lord came to Bali Maharaj and then he politely requested, can you give us the sons of our mother? So we want to dispel our mother's grief, lamentation, and then we want to take them back. Openly they say, what is the next position? So Lord is very gentle. And then after that we saw how the difference between Mother Gandhari's thought process and then Mother Devaki's thought process. These devotees are patient. Saha Nischaya Thairya. So patient. Lord will protect us. Lord will, whatever is Lord's desire. But Gandhari was like, oh, I want to curse you, Lord, for whatever you have done. So that's what, everybody has their own position, and then people are in. But the thing is, once we practice bhakti regularly in the association of devotees, hear Lord's pastimes, then, so there is a gradual purification that happens, and then the strong loving relationship will be established. And then we saw how Brahmaji is also an exalted personality, and then offending exalted personalities is not that a great idea. And then how Lord, those people who are offended also, it's not that they are having so much envious nature. So Lord protected them also at the end. And then we saw various pastimes, how Lord is very compassionate towards his devotees. Thank you all so much. Any comments or anything?
Thank you, Krishna Daya Prabhu. Wonderful class. Krishna is flexible, and we should be too. Krishna is compassionate, and we should be too, to one another. Tolerant, patient, well-wishing. Okay, temple room. We see Sundarnath Prabhu. We see Adipurusha Prabhu. We see countdown walls.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's only about 3 minutes left, but we'll just say that yeah, we're hearing Krishna's pastimes. praying to Srila Prabhupada what to say. Scripture explains to us what people do, and then look at why they do it and whether or not that's pleasing to Krishna. Two people can do the same thing, but the motivation might be different, and so the result is different. We're trying to please Krishna by what we do. I don't want to take up too much time because maybe somebody else will speak. There's only 1 minute.
Okay, Temple Vasis are now muted. Okay, let's see if anyone in the Zoom audience has a comment or a question. I have a follow-up question on this adosha darshan, not seeing faults in others. How do you develop that quality when you don't have it?
If we are a little bit honest, so we understand ourselves. By reading scriptures, we understand ourselves. We have a lot of faults within ourselves. So why to look at others, So, and then when we see again everything in the association of great people, when others are glorifying, when others are able to see good qualities, first is hearing. So Lord doesn't like it. So we commenting on others. Lord is friend of everybody. So we understand if Lord doesn't like, then we should not do. This is a simple thing. We do what is favorable for bhakti, and we try to stop what is unfavorable. So we should in principle understand that, okay. And then how to stop seeing bad qualities is see good qualities. Everybody has good qualities. Lord also does the same. Lord is not about, oh, bad qualities I should not see, bad qualities I should not see. No. What are the good qualities? So the Lord is magnifying, So similarly, Paraguna Paramanu Parvati Kritya Nityam Nidhati Vikasantas Santi Kiyantas. So those are the great people who see even minute good qualities in others. So once we focus on good qualities, automatically that seeing of bad qualities will go away. So we don't need to focus. We have limited time, so just focus on glorifying others. So Tatvirya Mahamritam. So glorify Lord Pastor, glorify other devotees. Oh Prabhu, you're so consistently doing this seva and you're encouraging others. And then that devotee may be sometimes tough with us, but okay, fine. He's doing such great things in the service of Guru and then the movement. So great. Just be glorifying devotees. Automatically, negative things will go away.
So when somebody's glorifying us, that means we have some bad qualities and they're just trying to work with us. Is that right?
We do have enough things to work. So, but if somebody is glorifying, we can take it as a blessing, So
Yeah.
that is encouragement and blessing in our service to Guru and Gauranga.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anyone? Okay, darshan time. Darshan time, please, dear devotees, turn on your cameras if you can. Haricharan, is that a spaceship? Where are you?
I'm in train, Prabhu. Venam Kwanvantam Arabindadalaya Taksham Marhavatam Samasitam Buddhasinam. Govinda Hari Krishna Bhaja Hari Krishna Bhaja Govinda My spiritual master, the only way by which we can attain. By grace, one cross the ocean. Attain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is a perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates, and by him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor and the Lord and master of the devotees. Oh, Master, be merciful unto us. Give us a shade of your lotus feet. May your fame be spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter at your lotus feet. Jai.
Jai, welcome to the Afterglow. The speaker is not here, but Bhima Prabhu is here. He has all the answers. Right, Bhima Prabhu? Put that down. Come closer. Oh, that's me. That's what I'm full of. Okay, so they are electing a new pope, right? Apparently. So the Bhakti Center is going to nominate Adipusha Prabhu, the first devotee pope, right? Is Adipusha Prabhu here?
Hare Krishna.
Adipusha Prabhu, we're sending you to Rome. We're nominating you for new pope. First devotee pope of Rome.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Anyway, we always just say what are questions, comments, angles, divisions, or wisecracks. You're good at the wisecracks. Also, you asked a really good question. What do you do? We have to live in this world without driving each other crazy. Working together to the other devotees is the greatest austerity, Prabhupada said. And what do we do? Because we're trying to follow a very high standard of etiquette and consciousness, and we have faults. And we do see the faults in others. And one thing Prabhupada says, you look at this other person, they're in the shower. If a person's in the shower, they've got the soap, they're lathering up, it's useless to say, oh, he's dirty. No, we look at the fact that he's in the shower. Bhajate mama nanya bhak. Even if a person is performing the most abominable activity, if he's engaged in devotional service, they can hear okay. If you can get, certainly it
Yeah,
becomes
yeah.
righteous. he should be respected and encouraged. And we see the great devotees, how they encourage the other devotees, how they appreciate them, and they're not just we're not just tearing each other to pieces, and because it's quite possible with our past conditioning and with the fact that we're engaged in forward motion that there'll be some friction, and it's not easy to forgive, to encourage, to look at the good things. And the one thing that the Hasidic people say that is really an interesting thing, they say, if there's a bad person, bad to the bone, dirty dog, and we can find one good thing, maybe he works hard, something, and appreciate that and use that to encourage us in devotional service, then we're encouraged in devotional service, and that person is benefiting because he's encouraging us. But if there's a good person and we just focus on the shortcomings, and you never know, maybe that person stopped doing that mistake, and maybe they've been forgiven, and maybe we're just thinking about something that he did in the past. What's the use of that, So we notice that there are commentaries on the internet about devotees and what they did and what they should have done, what they didn't do, and if in the beginning of that person's talk they say, Krishna, can I say what you want me to say? And if at the end of that talk we find ourselves saying, wow, how wonderful is Krishna, that even though that person had some discrepancy, that Krishna encouraged them to correct himself, and therefore it's a wonderful story. All the different, Vaisheshekha was saying, all the different characters in the Bhagavatam, um, Marsh Prickett and, Jetta Bart and, so many devotees fell down. They actually fell down. They were devotees. Ajamil, engaged in long-term abominable anti-shastric activity, but Krishna worked in their life to help them rectify themselves. So then if at the end of that person's talk about somebody's fault, we find ourselves saying, wow, how wonderful is Krishna. And just see, that wasn't the end of the story, just that this person made a mistake, but that Krishna stepped in and helped them come back. Anyway, I'm talking too long, but there's a lot to be said on the subject, and you asked a perfect question. And we want to hear this stuff because we're grappling with this every day. Okay, well, glories to Srila Prabhupada and Hare Krishna. Hope that was clear.
Yeah, thank you, Adipusha Prabhu. Yeah, when we treat somebody with kindness, they're encouraged to act in that manner, in the way we treat them. If I tell Bhima Prabhu that he's working hard, he'll be working hard. If I'll tell him you're so nice and you speak so eloquently, that will make him speak eloquently and not curse in class. Bhima Prabhu.
Don't tell me when I can curse or not. I'll curse whenever I want to curse.
Yes, thank you. You'll curse when Krishna asks you to curse. I need to go back to school. Grant, can you say hi to the devotees? Say hi, please. Hello. Yeah. All right. Nice seeing you all. Please, Isaiah, unmute yourself and say Hare Krishna. Where are you? Is it a fortress? Are you at war with Annabelle? Is it a pillow fight? Yeah. Okay, unmute yourself, Isaiah, and say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sweet. Thank you.